Hi everyone, welcome to your Alchemy Scope. You are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Hi everyone. Let's take a look at the macrocycle. So what story is imbuing the energy set for all of us on a collective scale? To do that, I'm pulling up the Sabian symbol for the exact degree point of our new moon in Scorpio that is occurring at 19 degrees Scorpio on November 11th, 11/11/2015. The Sabian symbol is delicious. It is a woman draws away two dark curtains, closing the entrance to a sacred pathway. Now, this one, you don't have to be very intuitive to get the whole message, the whole energy set behind this micro story of this symbol, because these symbols, sometimes only a couple words long, contain great depth of meaning. This particular symbol, a woman drawing away two dark curtains that have been closing the entrance to a sacred pathway, is so self-evident. We are opening our eyes. We are seeing new realities. We are seeing the depths of interdimensions. This is juicy. It's very good. And for it to be occurring on the 11/11 portal, this new moon point, is quite something. So it could be, whether you're a woman or a man listening to this scope, that indeed you feel the energies quite clearly at this point in time as we move forward into, a more evolved self. It's ever evolving. The last couple months have been kind of unprecedented. The next several years will prove to be powerful and shifting. We are not going to recognize the people that we were. A year, even 6 months down the line, we're not going to recognize who we once were. This is a very poignant time. You are moving through a very poignant portal. You are stepping into your power, and in fact, you are drawing away curtains that previously veiled realities. So this is exciting. So let's go ahead and move on to the I Ching and see what your specific sign's microcycle is. Gemini, so let's take a look at the I Ching hexagram that came forward to reflect your particular microcycle or energy set that may be playing out during the course of this Scorpio new moon to Sagittarius new moon chapter. You received number 12, standstill. And the two trigrams that make up this hexagram are sky above, earth below. In a state of standstill and or decline, confusion and disorder as a default can prevail. Inferior forces can be on the rise at this time, while clarity and creativity can feel elusive. In such times, the wise reflect on their own integrity and remain faithful in their ethos and principles. This is a time to focus on personal affairs with a quiet, grounded dignity, even if that means forfeiting short-term rewards. Use this time to recenter. Desiring to change a situation too quickly often creates extra conflict. By accepting challenges while remaining in integrity, you are preparing for future growth. Gemini, welcome to your spreads for December. So a reminder that this runs from the new moon to the new moon. So this started on 11/11 for our Scorpio new moon, and it runs until December 11th for our Sagittarius new moon. I've already shuffled my deck. This is my custom series deck, 144 card deck that I made and used for my own purposes. As I've said on the other scopes, I've had several inquiries over the year, but lately quite a few inquiries about whether or not I sell this deck. It's not currently made for the masses. However, I am in the process of working on two fantastic decks, and one of which should be completed and launched soon. I would say within the next few weeks to a month. The second one, I'm not sure if it's going to be completed by Christmas or not, but I'll keep you all posted. Okay? So let's go ahead and pull, see what's coming up. A reminder, Gemini, that when I ask the question, and I've honed it this month, but what I typically ask is what situation, event, or circumstance is likely to be coming forward for at least the majority of Gemini-centric scope people. This month I clarified the question to say awakening Gemini-centric scope people. I do feel like I'm wanting to hone the demographic that I am speaking to a bit. Okay, Gemini, so you have a very clean spread. There are not a lot of additional information cards here. This month, though, for you is going to be themed with your goals. And this could easily be, Gemini, these could be minor goals, what you'd like to see for yourself within the next month, 6 months, or a year. But the mission of the soul card, although it can refer to the mundane, does in fact refer to the bigger work in the world, your bigger purpose, how you show up in the world. What is it that is optimally aligned with your soul print and what you're here to do? So this topic, for at least a good portion of you, this is a general reading. It's not going to apply to everybody. But for a lot of Geminis, you are going to be focused on your mission, your purpose, what work you really want to do in order to align with your work in the world, with your soul print. You're going to be feeling clear. This clear scene card came up in the spiritual sector, so you're going to be feeling in a space of clarity and really perhaps better able to settle into the visions that feel the most meaningful to you. The Precious card came up in the emotional sector, and it's kind of the polar point to the spiritual sector here. So Gemini, it could very well be that you're able to hone, visualize, see, tune into what you want, and you're able to actually tune in on a feeling level about what it is you really want to experience. What things do you want to experience in your life? There is something here about a teacher and guidance. Now, it could be that either you are thinking about teaching yourself, becoming a teacher, or if you're already a teacher, you're going to be thinking about that, either expanding it or changing it, or moving into some different iteration of teaching. Or it could be that you are connected to some sort of a spiritual teacher. So a guru or a spiritual teacher, a consciousness teacher, somebody in the metaphysical realm, yoga. It could be a teacher in different ways. But this teacher, whether it's you and your goal to teach, or a teacher that is bringing you information that is feeding you at this time about your mission. It could be that you're connected with a teacher who's really connecting you and creating clear seeing about what is meaningful to you, what is precious to you. The interesting thing, Gemini, is that the remembrance card is coming up. with the guidance sector. So what I'm getting from this is that you are in a space during this month of reflecting about perhaps the guidance that you've received over the years, your experiences over the years, and what that has brought you, you know, where that's landed you in a place to pursue your mission. Meaning it's given you, you might be in a place of remembering these experiences of your life that have really led you to the place where you are now of pursuing your mission. Now, for some of you out there, you're already on your path. You're already in your field of deepest bliss, of deepest interest, that which brings you the most bliss. And that, of course, is your goal. That is your purpose. You always want to align with the bliss path because bliss is the indicator of alignment. So this is interesting for you. So let's take a look, Gemini. We're going to go ahead and pull your Carolyn Miss cards. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that wants to come. Hold on just one second. I'm feeling like, Gemini, for you, that there's things coming together this month. You're going to be taking the past and clear seeing the future. Teachers in the past have influenced you. Spiritual teachers in the past have influenced your path now, like what to clarify your goals and where you want to go. And or you see how you can teach. You see how you can bring healing. You see how you can offer your wisdom to the world in order to make a difference. Very beautiful, that. Okay, so let's take a look. We'll go ahead and pull as we did last month. This is Carolyn Mrs. Archetype card deck. And we're going to go ahead and pull 3 cards. Gemini, and we'll have you tune in and see which one you're drawn to. You don't have to think too much about it at all. Your eyes will just naturally go to one of the cards. You will maybe look at one and feel more of a sense of expansion when you look at it. That means that that's the card. Often it's just the first choice too. So let's pull 3 cards for Gemini here. So let's see what fell out here. So Trickster, Scribe, and Messiah have popped out. I'm not going to take those cards because I do want to pull them and have you intuit. But just like with the Cancer spread, there were cards that popped out that were key. They had a pretty magical reading, actually. Very powerful, actually. So let's take a look. So for Gemini, in fact, can I just say, I just turned this over and Advocate is coming up here. And that was one of the very, very key cards for Cancer. Oh, it is a bit of a magical day. I will say, Gemini, before I start selecting your cards, that there's a windstorm all day today. And the chimes, I'm sure you can hear it, the chimes are going in the background. The crows have been activated. The wind through the trees has been very deliciously rich and noisy all day. So there's a lot of activity in the air. There's a lot of ionic cleansing probably that's going on. So it's a stirring day, if that makes sense. So Gemini, there's card 1. Let's see what else wants to come here. Card 2, Gemini. Let's see. So it could be that Advocate wanted to come up for you. I don't look at the bottom of the deck when I've never done that for when I've been doing this. I've done it before with the Siri deck. But it's very, when it comes, it's supposed to come. When it doesn't come, it doesn't have to come. There's no message there. But I want you to pay heed to that, Gemini, that Advocate wanted to be seen It wanted you to see it through me in that moment. And I'll read that card. I'll see if I can pull it and I'll read. Or you know what I'll say is go to the Cancer scope, because I read it there and I go into it there. So this is, of course, Doreen Virtue's Ascended Masters deck. So let's go ahead while you start to tune in and intuit which one is your particular growth edge that wants to be matured, your quality set that's asking to be matured within you during this cycle. Let's go ahead and pull your Ascended Master, Gemini. Okay, beautiful. Freedom, Hina. Gorgeous. This is about freeing yourself from patterns of thought, patterns of emotion, freeing yourself from toxic situations, freeing yourself from constraints, either self-created constraints or those which are not evidently by your choice and are imposed upon you. It's about you wanting freedom and you seeking freedom, but this is the Ascended Master guidance for you during this month, Gemini. So this is about freeing yourself from old, outmoded, toxic, spinning feedback loops, closed feedback loops of thoughts, emotions, stuck patterns of, lifestyle that don't serve you anymore. This is about freeing yourself up so you can expand and grow. And keep in mind that you had the mission of the soul card right in the center of your spread. So your thematic story for a lot of Geminis watching is about what you're really here to do and be and emit, which is all your soul print. It's all the things that bring you bliss, the things that make you happy, bringing that recipe together and that being your expression. So beautiful that. So let's see what's come up, Gemini. So this is the archetypal quality set. Hedonist is coming up. Interesting. It could be for some of you that food addictions or other kinds of addictions are keeping you bound and not giving you that freedom that is needing to come now. So again, the guidance is freedom, freeing yourself from chains. Hedonist is about, if you picked this card, hedonist wants you to evolve beyond pursuing pleasure to the detriment of health and indulging at the expense of others. It's wanting you to evolve into inspiring creative energy to embrace the good things in life and celebrating the beauty in yourself. So it's about, again, eliminating toxic patterns and moving into a place of delight in them, but in balance. And celebrating your own beauty. That's something that I really want you to hear too. Celebrating the beauty in yourself. It's also the beauty in life. Abundance is beautiful. So if you pick the center card, Servant is coming up, Gemini. So if you pick the center card, Servant is wanting you to mature it this month. This is about moving out of using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life. So it could be, again, with regard to that mission of the soul, perhaps abundance is an issue for some of you. So this is about not making that the focus, getting out of the focus of lack of money and I can't do it. It's about moving into a delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. Again, freedom coming up here, okay? So teacher comes up. It could very well be that a lot of you are here to teach in some way or another, via writing, via blogging, via whatever, via teaching in a classroom. So if that's the case, this is about delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. So that to me is about without attachment to monetary reward. And it's not to say that you wouldn't deserve monetary reward. It's just to get out of the what can I get from it into how can I serve. It's a different mindset. Interesting. So bully comes up in the last. So if you pick the far right card, this is your card, bully, Gemini. And bully has come up, if you've watched the scopes before, bully has come up again and again over the course of 2015. So this archetypal quality set is calling very loudly to large groups of people to mature it. This is about maturing out of concealing deep fears behind verbal and physical abuse. So the bully is afraid. They're bullying themselves, thus they bully outward. Whatever we do outward, we're doing to ourselves. So concealing deep fears behind verbal and physical abuse. So it's about maturing out of that shadow, about being unaware of that. And it's about evolving into highlighting the tendency to intimidate others, helping you confront the inner fears that bully you. So this is about becoming aware of how you bully yourself, and how you thus bully others. If we bully others, we're bullying ourselves. If we bully ourselves, we bully others. It's both and. So this is a big one. Again, it's come up several times over the course of 2015. A powerful month of really aligning to your core self and really freeing yourself from constraints so that you can move forward with greatest ease and least effort. A beautiful month, Gemini. So let's move on and take a look at your Dakini. Gemini. So let's move now to the final component of your alchemy scope. Here is where I pull up the Dakini Goddess using the 64 Dakini Oracle. I do this to bring forward the embodiment that would be optimal for you to take on this month in order to walk with least effort and optimal flow for this cycle. You received number 22, Tara. And Penny Slinger writes this for Tara. Born from the water of tears, Tara dwells in the mind sky and affects the air of consciousness with the fire of her inner light. As I did last month, I'm going to read the Dakini transmission for you here. I'm also going to add the affirmation for Tara as well. Gemini, the Dakini transmission is this. Come with me to a place that stretches time, a pure land where sublime sentiments enfold you, where luminosity holds you in its sweet embrace, and you taste the immortality of the deathless state. The affirmation for Tara, Gemini, is this. I can find and enter the still place within. I am not bound by time. I can enhance my physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. I cultivate compassion for myself and for all beings. Gemini, I wish you a beautiful month ahead. For those who are unaware, I work with clients to help them connect to the soul stories that reside within them and the trajectories that are wanting to be made manifest through your life path. So if you would like assistance in identifying both the gifts and the growth edges, the patterns that are asking to be seen, acknowledged, and embraced and cleared for you to flow optimally, you can reach out to me. My link for my website is below this video. So until the next scope or video, Gemini, I wish you a wonderful month ahead. Bye.